Hey, I'm Eddie Tallon, representing District 33 in Spartanburg County. Just kind of wanted to fill you in on our first week in the General Assembly for 2014. This is the second year of a two-year session, so we had carryover bills coming from last year to this year. One of the greatest things that we have seen that's going to be accomplished this year is the restructuring bill, the government restructuring bill. The House has been working on this for a decade. It was almost passed on more than one occasion and got held up in the Senate. But it looks like this year the conference committee has been meeting, and that there's an agreement between the House and the Senate. And if everything goes well, next week the House and the Senate will be writing off on this, passing it, and we will have the greatest restructuring bill that we've had in the last 20 years in the state of South Carolina. Another thing that we'll have going on next week, we'll have the governor's state of the state, and I will report to you what comes out of the state of the state. A lot did not get done on the floor this week, and that's because the committees are meeting. Ways and Means Committee is meeting and preparing a budget for us to take up in March, and it just takes an awful lot of work and an awful lot of time, and so that's why a lot of business is not being taken care of on the floor, but a lot of business is being taken care of. We've been in meeting after meeting, working, getting ready for committees, and it's not been wasted time, it's just not been time on the floor. I am pretty excited. Last night I received the Legislator of the Year Award from the South Carolina Sheriff's Association, along with Senator Larry Martin from the Senate. This is the first time that the Sheriff's Association has ever named a Legislator of the Year, and I'm awful proud of that, as is Senator Martin. One thing that I do want to tell you about is, and it happened in Spartanburg, we had a police officer in Spartanburg shoot and kill someone. He had post-traumatic stress. He was unable to get any kind of compensation or help from workman's compensation or the insurance company. They were pointing fingers at each other, saying one ought to do it and the other one ought to do it. It went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled that this was not extraordinary circumstances when a person kills somebody. We get post-traumatic stress, we take care of our military people, and we feel like we need to take care of our law enforcement people. Today, we passed third reading out of the House of Representatives a bill allowing those law enforcement officers that are in a direct line of duty killing to be eligible for workman's compensation. It's very important that that happens, because they get caught in a river that they can't get out of, because neither one wants to pay for the help. All we want to do is get that officer fixed so he or she can go back to work, and so we're on the way to do that now. I encourage you to contact your senator, because the bill is in the Senate, it will be in the Senate next week, to push this thing through, and let's get it done and get them taken care of, and let's do what's right for our law enforcement officers in the state. Thanks a lot. I will look forward to talking to you next week.